Welcome to Hang Start, if you would please, and thank you. And hold on. It's just been one of those days, y'all. All right. As you do this, I am going to shuffle. I'm going to get started here. We're going to get into Kristen Stewart, Robert Pattinson. I can never say this guy's name. Robert Pattinson. We're going to get into their reading, okay? So we're going to find out all about their relationship in the past, kind of the issues around the situation, why they broke up, and where they are now and upcoming. So we are going to get started. I'm going to go over the astrology of Kristen and Robert also. Robert was born Tuesday, May 13th, 1986 in London. He's a Taurus and Cancer. He is an ascending Taurus also. His birth path is a 6. And a little bit about Robert Pattinson. His name is Robert Douglas Thomas Pattinson. And, he says, I'm a triple Taurus. What? Okay. Anyway, he's an actor. He was in Twilight with Kristen Stewart. He was also in the new Batman, which I watched, and I was very impressed. I have to say that I was extremely nervous to watch Robert Pattinson play Batman. I didn't know if that was the role for him, but he seems different enough to do that role. I don't know how to explain that, but that's just how I felt about it. And I thought that it was going to suck, but it did not. And I have to say he's a favorite of mine, I think, for sure. Monday, April 9th, 1990, California, United States is where Kristen Stewart was born. She's an Aries, moon sign's Libra. Ascending is a Gemini. Her birth path is a 5. A little bit about Kristen Stewart is that she is also an actress. She was in Twilight with Robert Pattinson. And, of course, other movies, obviously. But, let's see. She was born Kristen James Stewart. She's an American actress and a filmmaker. She's the recipient of several accolades, including Caesar Award, which she was the first American actress to win. She was the highest paid actress in the world in 2010 and 2012. She was born and raised in LA. Okay, so we are going to get started right now. Find out all about it. All right, so we're going to go into the past for a little bit, okay? We're going to find out their thoughts, their feelings towards each other, as well as their intentions, their actions towards each other, and just kind of any of their experiences throughout in this tarot reading. So, Strength up. We also have 4 wands. That's upper right. Hangman, that is upright position. The moon is in reverse. Okay. He's got water. Okay. Okay, so he's over on this side. So we're going to start on her end of things. So thinking about this relationship, when thinking about this relationship going into the past, this card coming up is just indicating that there was a lot of confidence, there was a lot of inner strength within her, and this at the time was an impulsive dating situation. So it was just kind of like an impulse. It was just like she just jumped and did it, which, I mean, she does that. She's pretty fast when she's making decisions, but she is consistent and dedicated when she gets involved into something. So but this self-esteem issues kind of kept leading from picking wrong partners because of the impulsive dating. Now, this is a theme that kind of like pops up every now and again in relationships with actors or singers even. I mean, just any celebrity reading, but sometimes that will occur. That will definitely come from the situation. So she got really good at being in this relationship. She emotionally had joy. She was very celebratory. She is in a committed relationship. She could have seen this going a really long way. So emotionally, she was invested, and she definitely really enjoyed the structure, the stability, the safety involved also. And there was a lot of passion, a lot of energy. And that was building and building and building. Over on his end of things, he thinks when he's thinking about this relationship going into the past about no longer seeing the truth about the relationship, is that there was a dishonesty, and that brought on a huge insecurity to him. Okay. And he kind of like totally lost sense of what he was doing, why he was in the relationship. He lost sense of the picture, the whole picture. He just, the insecurities kind of grew from there. And I feel like there was definitely, if he were to look over the situation, he's reflecting, he already knew, like he already knew what was coming about. And that's kind of where this was headed. I mean, this was headed into, I think she ended up cheating with somebody. I can't remember specifically, but I do know that this is just indicating a huge insecurity involving the relationship. Emotionally, he was, kind of trying to give up all these old mental habits. And he felt like he was in a very static relationship at one point, and emotionally, I mean, he was willing to sacrifice anything. There was a boredom that kind of like swung around him, even in this relationship. There was a lot of things that he needed from her that she was not giving to him. And a lot of things that almost like she was just like, it was just like they were both kind of hard to please anyway, which they both are. I mean, in both cases. How they seen each other? Ace of Swords, the Fool. He's seen her as she saw him as like trusting. She felt like it was time to fall in love, especially when she was thinking about him, looking at him. She's seen a new beginning. She was very welcoming of this leap of faith, in which, she was pretty quick to leap into things, and he's more of a thinker. So it probably took him a minute, but she was, when she was looking at him, she's seen almost like an inner child, his inner child kind of coming around, coming about. And just a very steady, persistent thing when she was looking at Robert Pattinson. So he felt like Kristen. Okay. When he looked at her, he felt a loss of passion. With this Ace of Swords in reverse, it's just like there was an idea here initially that it didn't grow, and that was just kind of like where it stayed. And he felt like this was very cloudy judgment on his behalf. He felt like he could have fought for more truth. He could have sought out of, I don't know, more action out of the situation, but he didn't want to make a choice. He kind of was sitting on it, but when he's looking at her, he just kind of like there's a loss of passion. There's an interest, and that's just where he was with it. All right, let's get into the issue. All right, Judgment upright. We also have our High Priestess reverse, 10 of Pentacles. That is also an upright position. There was this really silent potential in this relationship. There was a realization. There was, like this was all loving intention, but there was a realization, and it was pretty obvious when probably both look back on it. But I feel like there was an issue. There was some hidden feelings here, and a secret did come out. A secret was revealed within the relationship, the situation, and definitely could have had to do with their job, which it was, of course. We are pretty aware of that. I do know that traditionally in values, there was a good life here. Okay. They both had good lives. Wealth, security, those are all like secure and stable when this was going on with the both of them. But there was definitely some sort of an awakening in which the truth was really invited in. It was just like, it's just time, like with the Judgment upright, it's just like the information is needed here for sure. It was just like grasping the idea of what kind of came out, what was revealed. So that was the ultimate issue. What's going on presently? No connection. And as of right now, I mean, just like a hopelessness within and around that whole situation, that whole relationship had to do with kind of lacking fulfillment. There was no fulfillment there. They do communicate though. They do express to each other. And I feel like if they were to really look closely, they would definitely see and address the emotions that were like never taken care of. But I feel like, it's just been so long, and there is no connection really, not in that sense. Okay. And it was just like a very soon to be breakup, like that's just where it was at. As far as upcoming, anything going on upcoming as far as their relationship. So it would be wishful thinking. It would be super unexpected because there's just like a refusal to kind of see or be or get into that energy or that relationship again. This is just not ever going to happen. There's no potential there. There is no opportunity either. And as far as like any change of interest, that would only, yeah, it's just a refusal to see it. So like any added change was because of conflict during the situation. So there was a lot of chaos around it. And that was just very uncomfortable. So that's just not something that they're willing to go back on. All right, please go ahead, hit subscribe. I hope that you enjoyed this Kristen and Robert reading. Other than that, share, like, follow, and check out the videos that do end up popping up on the upload. And if you would subscribe, click the bell, don't forget, because you will miss all your notifications here at Hangman Tarot, your general love and celebrity. If you have a request, leave it in the comment or get a hold of me on my social media and the details below. And for everybody who said get well soon, thank you very much. I'm starting to feel very human again. It's been a rough couple weeks. So thank you so much for bearing with me. I have been horrendously sick. I don't know what was going on. I think I got it at the hospital. I had to take my daughter to the hospital. We were there for 2 days. And when I came home the very next day, I was literally dog ass sick. So I think that I had taken something from the hospital. I hate going to that place, but she's doing very well. I'm doing very well. So thank you all for your support. And either way, I am excited to be back. I'm excited to be healthy and be speaking to you all again. So I will be getting out and pushing out your tarot readings as fast as I can. See ya.